Welcome back to Meet the Leaders. I'm Debbie Duham here with Councilman Benjie Wimberly of Patterson, and we're talking about the great city of Patterson and so much history in Patterson and so much to offer. And tell us about the future of charter schools in Patterson. It's something that we've been seeing more of. What are your thoughts on charter schools, Councilman?
I've been a supporter of any type of alternative education that is going to benefit our children. Been involved with a early initiative after Patterson Catholic unfortunately closed, that the diocese and some people were interested in doing a charter school right at the site of Patterson Catholic. That hasn't worked out. But
do you think it will in the future?
I hope so, because I think some of our kids just do better in small learning environments. And I think Patterson Catholic was a prime example. I mean, we had a lot of great success, in particular with our young men doing well in school and moving on to college. And you're talking about a 300, 400 student comprehensive high school where it's that sense of thing. And I mean, the school district's done a good job with the academies, but I think the charter schools are definitely something we have to look at. And with the administration now, Christie putting a lot of emphasis in charter schools and looking to put money into charter schools, I think we have no other choice but to look at it. And
do you think it's something parents are very interested in then in the city of Patterson, sending their children to the charter schools?
Oh, no question. I think both the charter schools that we presently have and the NJCDC's charter school that we have in Patterson, I think there's a phenomenal lottery going on and system. And with the Patterson Charter School of Science and Technology, it's the same thing. Parents are knocking at the door, and sometimes it's about something different, something new. And but the key is that our kids are becoming educated, and that's the key. If the kids are excited about it, and more importantly, the parents are excited about it, usually we're going to get a better student.
And then, the students maybe get more out of it then.
Yes.
What about the cost of charter schools as opposed to public schools? Is it the same cost per pupil, or does it cost more for the charter schools?
I believe it's like $15,000. I may be a little bit off per pupil. So that's probably a little less than you would find at a Passaic County VOTEC or either, the Patterson Public Schools. And then, the other issues with tenured teachers and things of that nature and teacher accountability, I think that's a difference that you really see. And some people have a concern about that. Others are, if you become part of a charter, you usually have a little more energy and you have an issue that you really want to address, be it science and technology, be it urban leadership, or be it whatever charter that you decide that you're going to path. That you got to have probably a very energized staff also.
Now, is Patterson getting enough money, being that Patterson's an Abbott district here in the state of New Jersey? Is Patterson having any trouble with funding, or are they getting extra funding in the city? As everything seems to be coming in steadily when it comes to the schools?
Well, this past year they had layoffs of, I believe, 400 plus staff at the Patterson Public School District, and which makes it difficult for, I'm sure, the superintendent and his administration to really run a strong educational system. I know they've cut back on things such as substance abuse counselors, which is a reality, unfortunately, in Patterson and most urban cities that you need. Technology coordinators and the school district and many other extracurricular activities and other areas of music and things of that nature that were cut back to the tune of, I believe, 400 plus. Now, I know they did bring back some staff, and hopefully, under the guidance of Dr. Evans, they will keep fighting with Trenton to get the necessary monies that our kids get a fair share.
And being that you worked with a Catholic school, Patterson Catholic, what do you think of the voucher system when it comes to, Catholic schools?
I have a mixed emotion. I mean, I worked at a Catholic school and, been involved in that, and I'm a product of public school, so I just want to make sure it's just our kids, and I think we have to explore this different avenues, do some traditional things. If that's going to make, us a better city educationally, then I'm all for it. I just, have to find out a little bit more about it and vouchers. And unfortunately, the Catholic schools are closing in our area. So, there's not too many options,
Yeah,
so
we're seeing that
if we had a Catholic school in Patterson and we had plenty of Catholic grammar schools in Patterson and it was going to kind of stay in Patterson, I would be probably all for it. But right now, we don't even have a Catholic high school in the city of Patterson. And there's been a steady amount of closures of the grammar schools in the city of Patterson.
Yeah, and across
so I don't know
the
how
state,
much that would really benefit the city of Patterson at this time.
So overall, do you foresee more charter schools then coming into the city?
I think under the Christie administration, it appears to be the plan. And I mean, you see the applications coming in, just from reading myself on the amount that are coming in. And then talking to other people, people have a lot of good ideas. I've talked to, some people in education that, I think if I had a student body of 200 that we could really do something very strong, be it a international baccalaureate program where it's an honors program, or be it a medical science program, that we could really put a focus on this group of kids and track them and see how well, the educational system works or the charter application works. So I think there is going to be, influx. But the major thing in Patterson is just facilities. We just don't have a lot of space for very small. We don't have a lot of good facilities for educational, campuses.
So that's something that has to be looked at.
Yes.
What about, I know that you've been involved with recreation programs for youth in the city of Patterson for many years. Tell us about some of the evening programs that you worked on to help have something for the kids to do and be involved with.
When I started off in 1998 under with the Barnes administration, they afforded me the opportunity to do shared services. And with that shared services, we worked with the Patterson Public Schools to open up the schools in the evening and after schools. These are our main buildings that we have. We do not have a recreational center, unfortunately, in the city of Patterson. So I went out and we created partnerships with churches, with the housing authority, with anybody that we could find that had, good facilities, and create after school and evening programs and summer camp programs, which are, very important in the city of Patterson.
Yes.
And the key is that, that not only do we work with them educationally, we work with them culturally, we do, athletics, we do untraditional things, be it dance, be it arts and crafts, be it lacrosse, whatever it may be, to really keep our kids busy in the after school hours, in the evening hours, and collaborating with anybody possible. So
do you have a lot of volunteers helping you with that? A lot of adults, mentors helping with these different programs with the youth in the city?
It's a mix. We have paid staff, and then we have, a lot of volunteers. And most of our volunteers come into athletic programs. Almost all of our volunteers come into athletic programs, and even some of the other non-traditional programs that we have in the city of Patterson.
Tell us about the holiday dinner coming up to help the needy in the city of Patterson. I know that you're always reaching out to the community, and let us know how you're helping the needy with that.
Well, I mean, this is my 18th year working with the Eastside High School Holiday Dinner for Needy. As you stated earlier, I was a teacher at Eastside, and it was my way of having our athletes, particularly who were, I thought, being blessed by, a lot of community support, to give back to the community. And 18 years later, we're still doing it. We're feeding, probably 400 to 500 plus people at this dinner. Last night we had a toy drive fundraiser, and we'll have plenty of toys, and we're doing coat drives and everything like that, just to make the holiday season a little more happier. Just, something simple as seeing a smile on a kid's face during the holidays is really one of our goals, and to make a family happier, to have a nice turkey and, clothing, and when they wake up that morning, they have, gifts under the tree.
How did you get such a love for the city of Patterson? I mean, I know that you grew up in Patterson, but it comes through in the way you speak. Your eyes light up when you talk about the people in the city of Patterson. What instilled that in you? Was it your family growing up?
Yes. I mean, my mom and dad are were born and raised here in the city of Patterson. My grandparents were homeowners in the city of Patterson, business owners in the city of Patterson. So it was a natural fit for me. And at any point after college, I knew I was coming back to Patterson to give back to Patterson. And I love Patterson. I mean, that's the bottom line. And I know that there is a good in Patterson that, anybody who's been part of it knows it's there. We've had some difficult times, but we know the bottom line is the heart of Patterson is warm and strong.
And I know that you spoke when you were running, you spoke about the diversity in the city of Patterson and how everybody's part of the city. You wanted to bring everybody in. How important is that to you to reach out to everybody in the community? I
think it's important, and what I've seen over the last 6 months, it's important really for the leadership to embrace each and every community. I mean, we have 52 different nationalities and 8.3 square miles. So, I mean, it's nothing like going in Patterson. It's similar to Brooklyn or anywhere else that you would go that you could walk in an Arabic community and you hear people walk Arabic. You go 2 minutes down the street, it's, a Dominican community and, Peruvian and Jamaican and
yes.
all the different things. I mean, we are so rich in culture and heritage in the city of Patterson. I don't think there's anywhere really like us, anywhere else when you talk about really a melting pot. taught and what America is all about. And that's the one thing I really love about Patterson. I think that's just a great feel.
Well, thank you so much, Councilman Wimberly. We're going to have to wrap things up, and thank you for being here. And we've run out of time on this edition of Meet the Leaders. For anyone who would like to learn more about Councilman at Large Benjie Wimberly, you can contact him directly with the information on your screen.